Yo, man's been in there 3 days and they try to threaten me with a COVID test. They're talking about, yo, you have to have a COVID test, yeah. And I'm like, nah, I don't want it. They're like, you have to, or you might have to leave your daughter, innit? Like by herself. I'm saying, no. I said, if I have to leave, I'm taking her with me, innit? But anyway, mad thing, security. I'm saying I'm refusing nothing. But anyway, at the end of the day, they're telling me I have to stay in the room. So all I got to do is stay in the room so you can refuse. You can see where I am right now. I'm not here for me, but it's just a long story. So basically, I got a fight to not have COVID tests. Personally, me, I don't want no COVID test. I don't want a COVID test. If I got COVID, cool. I'm gonna deal with that. Yeah? Bro, I'm having to tell people, listen, I don't want the test. If I don't take the test, I have to leave her by herself. So I'm like, there's no way I'm leaving my daughter by myself. I said, listen, yeah, if I can't stay here, then she can't stay here because she's not having a test either. So I'm like, listen, basically, I'm not having it. Called security, all kind of crazy stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm saying to myself, hold on a minute. How am I having to defend myself for refusing something that like, it's my legal right. It's my legal right to refuse that test. Like, it's not something that I have to have. It's a choice, for the safety of others and stuff. But I'm saying, if they feel unsafe, they can have a test. And I said, even if basically you find me positive for that, what are you gonna do? Like, there's no cure. You're just gonna tell me to quarantine. So what is the point? So in the end, after the security was called and everything, I've said, look, you guys don't know anything about Corona, COVID. You don't know. You're just going off information that you're getting from other people. I'm saying you don't know what you're talking about. So personally, I'm not interested because, you know what I mean? I'm not being rude, but you don't know what you're talking about because Corona's been around for ages, from SARS. So whatever this COVID thing is, they're talking about it's asymptomatic. I'm like, that don't make no sense to me. Like, if you've got a virus, you're gonna know about it. Trust me. Like, they don't test for the flu. They've got test kits for Corona. I mean, like, it's not making any sense. So anyway, basically the outcome is that I have to quarantine, really, in this little cubicle. Yeah, and not leave. But I'm allowed to leave as well. Because if I want to go toilet, I go toilet. If I want to leave the ward, I leave the ward. This just makes no sense to me. Like obviously I'm not trying to stress the nurses out and that. But it's got to the point where I'm just like, I'm not having it. So it's just going to get a bit peak, innit? If you try to force me to have something that I don't want to have. Or threaten me and told me that you're going to make me leave my daughter. You're going to make me leave my daughter alone. They literally said to me, if you don't have the test, we're going to have to make you leave and you can't be with your daughter while she's here. And I said, huh? I said, if I'm leaving, she's leaving. It's a crazy experience, but it's all settled down now. So people, know your rights. Stand up for your rights at the end of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do no naming and shaming. But I might do, you never know, because it's just how it is, isn't it? But I think there's no need for that, do you know what I mean? They've got enough on their hands, so, you know what I mean, without the government making it worse on them and me doing that, like, let's just hope that the rest of the experience is cool, and it's not like, you know, traumatic, because it was traumatic for my daughter seeing me arguing with people saying, look, we're not having it. She's getting stressed out. Come on. This is going on YouTube, mate. Being in the hospital, all this COVID shit going on. These fucking makeshift tents, makeshift units. I'm actually on a ward with like 1, 2, 3, There's three other beds, but we're in there by ourselves now. So I'm wondering if we're in there by ourselves because man refused the test. Because I don't know, but maybe I'm just being like, you get me? Maybe I'm looking into things too much, but it's all bullshit. Look at this fake makeshift shit. It's all eerie, man. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Honestly speaking, I said to the nurses, I said, you don't know what you're talking about. Up in the hospital during COVID times. Yeah, and it's crazy. They keep coming up to me talking about vaccinations, and they keep coming up to me talking about COVID tests. So they wanted to do a COVID test on me and my 4-year-old daughter. So I said no, I refused because she had one 2 weeks ago, which I wasn't here. And I just refused. I said I don't want it happening, innit? So then they called, they threatened me, we got into a little back and forth, then they threatened me and said that if I don't take the test, I'm gonna have to leave my daughter behind and not be with her for the remainder of the time of her stay in the hospital. So I was like, you're crazy. I said, you're threatening me now. Like, so now I'm saying I'm feeling worried, so now I'm getting aggressive because you're making me feel agitated because I'm a parent and you're telling me I'm gonna have to leave my daughter. So right now, I'm feeling threatened. So that's why, and they're saying, stop shouting. And I'm saying, but I'm shouting because you're threatening me. So now, I'm like, upset. They call security. Security's come. So we're in the hospital. And I'm on this ward. Yeah, makeshift. No one in there. No one in there. And there's definitely not no one in here. So I'm wondering to myself if it's because I refused the COVID test that I've got a whole ward to myself. Me and my daughter. But yeah, so we're on the ward and there's no one else here. Great. It's better for us, but am I looking into things too much, or is that the case? Is it extreme like that? That because I've refused it, that now we get all this whole space to ourselves? Crazy. Now, I doubt that they would actually stop someone from getting a bed because of something like this. That's ill. I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather go home than stop someone else from getting the care and attention that they need. So I doubt that that's what's going on. Do you know what I mean? They'd probably move me rather than not admit 1, 2, 3 patients onto a ward. So yeah. But anyway, boom. I'm signing out. I just thought I'd let people know what's going on. It's not the NHS's fault, it's just the government guidelines that they're following protocol. So the pressure's onto them to sort of go do things by the book to stay within the government guidelines or face God knows what sort of backlash. But at the same time, none of it's making sense. Why would you need to have a COVID test if you're isolated already? And if everybody has a COVID test, you can't cure it anyway. So you can't cure it. So when you find out the person's got COVID, you can't do nothing about it. All you can do is tell them to quarantine. That they're doing anyway. So it's all kind of bullshit, innit? Like, it's really bullshit. Peace out, people. Stay safe.